All right, so I understand applications and word problems are not some of y'all's favorites. Okay, the hardest part of an application is the setup, but usually for an application, the math is probably the easiest thing on the test. Okay, it's just you comprehending and setting up. Okay, so we have here Tina is a sales clerk at Electronics Depot who earns $325 base pay plus $18 for each item sold. Express her gross salary G as a function of the number X items sold. Find her gross pay if she sells 24 items. So the first thing we're going to do is decide what function best represents Tina's situation. What? There we go. Say it again, Jocelyn. We have a linear situation, right? Because we know it's linear, we're in the format of y equals mx plus b. Agreed? We identified. And what did I say about word problems? They're usually the simplest mathematics. You just have to get through the reading. Okay? I know. So we're going to set up our equation. Our y is our outcome. What do we want to find here? Her G, her salary. So we have G equals, what is her change in rate? Her change in rate is? Exactly, 18. This right here, for each, anytime you see each or per, that lets us know that's our change in rate. Do we remember that? Yes, good job. So we know 18x, and then what is her beginning or her initial? 325. Bam. We made our equation based on the problem. Oh my God, we did it. And now the last step is use your information to answer. What do we want to find? So if she sells 24 items, how much is she going to make? So we have 18 times 24 plus 325. How much is our friend going to make? Oh, I heard someone. 757. Okay. Again, we just have to read. You have to be willing to read. Okay.
I'm willing to give the answer, not read.
Oh, you gotta read. Okay, here you go. If your pre-calculus book is dropped from a height of 45 feet on the planet Newton, its height in feet after t seconds is approximately h of t equals 45 minus 14t squared. How long does it take for the book to hit the surface of the planet? Okay, the first thing you want to identify is what type of equation are you working with? Well, they gave it to us. So what is our equation? It's a quadratic. It's a quadratic because they gave it to us. We don't even create it. So we know that we're working with a quadratic. Okay. Then we're going to look and see, okay, what does it want us to find? When it hits the ground, which means is when it equals 0. We want to know when is it going to be 0. So what we're looking for is when is h of t equal to 0. So we're going to set up and solve. So we have 0 equals 45 minus 14t squared. What do I need to do to solve for that? How do I get rid of the 45? Subtract. So I have negative 45 equals negative 14t squared. What's my next step? Divide. So we're dividing both sides by negative 14. So we're left with t squared equals 45 over 14. And then what's my last step? Square root. Do we have anyone with a calculator on them? Or do I need to pull it up? I surely can.
So we subtracted the 14 or the 45?
We subtracted the 45 from both sides. And then we divided by negative 14.
Okay, so they're both negative.
Yes, because they're
Positive 45 divided by 14, and then both sides get divided by that, and that's what I guess.
yes.
Why is it
So it's quadratic because it's doing this as an arch. It started high and it's going down. You just don't see the negative side of the quadratic.
So why would it be?
Because exponential curves at a faster rate. It doesn't have a high point and then go down.
That exponent is the x.
Yeah, so our power is 2. Remember, if it's 2, then it's automatically a quadratic function. Perfect. So there we go. I type it in. We'll leave it at 1 8/10 of a second. So what is our time? T equals 1 8/10 of a second. Okay, again, your applications is just a setup and processing, but that's what makes it typically harder. We took the square root.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah. All right. Any questions on applications? No?